to Happy Hour with Ruth
and Roxanne. Roxy. I have to stop calling you by your proper name.
You can call me whatever you want.
Oh,
Thanks
you don't want to say that.
Thanks for joining us today. We're going to have a great time because
this is our second one that we're I can't even talk. That we're taping, and what happens then is we drink twice the amount of wine somehow. I don't know.
It's
what
not
happens.
wrong. It is never wrong because Happy Hour is about being happy hour, and we are very happy. So we're very happy that you're joining us because I think it's going to be super fun.
It is going to be super fun. So what are we drinking, Roxanne?
So today we are drinking a Jason Parks Customs Cabernet Franc.
Oh, I think you only get that when you get the intro pack.
Oh, that's probably right.
I think it's a secret thing.
So this is a winery that we visited on tour last year or the year before? Last year. And Jason Parks is part of the Crown and Thieves winery.
Crown and Thieves, The Hatch. I think he has a brewery, and there's another one. Is
Swift?
it on there?
Yeah. So there's The Hatch, there's Black Swift, there's Crown and Thieves, Truck 59.
I think Truck 59 is a brewery.
Screaming Frenzy.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
The Hatching Post and Gobsmacked. Right. We've also had some of their wines too. So it's all of those things under one umbrella. Yes. And they have a really fun intro pack.
Yes. When you join their wine club, you get this intro pack that comes with it, and it's really great. They're very creative.
The wine is really good. They have this beautiful. So Crown and Thieves is a beautiful building to start with. Do you remember that building? Like, it looks like an old...
It does. It looks like a castle.
Yeah, it looks like an old castle. And in the basement of it, they have this speakeasy.
Yeah, where they do live music.
They do live music there. It's gorgeous. They've got all this period furniture down there. And just
it's awesome.
The artwork, the furnishings, everything. It's gorgeous. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
So while we were there, of course, we visited the building itself, and then outside, I guess the Hatch is kind of a separate thing.
The Hatch is different. We went to a different place.
Okay, but it's still under.
It is still under that umbrella.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, and that's where we got the Gobsmacked wine, which is their thing.
Yeah.
But we also got these
onesies,
gorgeous onesies, thanks to Ruth, because she decided we needed them. And I'm going to show you what's on the back of them because Ruth is scared to do it. So I'm going to do it.
Mine's a bit tighter.
I'm going to try and
It's going to say, it says,
where does it say it?
Wine is made of yeast poop. Yes, oh, no, the microphone's in the way. Hang on. Here. Wine is made of yeast poop. That's what it says. Yes.
Isn't
and it's really fun.
Because wine is made of yeast poop.
And we actually had opposite sizes, except I put that on, and Roxanne is taller than me, which I hate to admit, but she's taller than me, and I came out and it was like, oh my gosh, right? Like
she was swimming
oh my god, like the I could roll it up, and also the crotch was down to my knees.
And I tried mine on, and it was okay, but I was a bit talking a little bit carefully like that, which means that I need a bit more in the body.
Yes. So we swapped. Yes, but these are our, and I'm not
They're
quite
great.
sure. So we got the first year we went. You bought a sweatshirt, right? And it says something about be noble, drink wine, or something like that. Be noble. It was from Noble Ridge.
In wine and life,
right?
Be noble in wine and life. Yeah.
From Noble Ridge, and then we got these this year. So randomly, it appears that Roxanne's was a little bit more practical because this was almost a year ago, and this is the first time we wore them. So
we're like, do you know where yours is?
Yeah.
But we both found them.
So the smart thing would be on every wine tour, at the very end, take them to the best merch place because you're going to buy stuff after a wine tour.
Yeah, you do.
But yes.
But it was fun. And these are great.
They're good.
And they're actually super comfortable. And yours looks great on you. Mine looks
yours looks comfortable. Mine, I'm like, oh my God, my belly. Oh my God, my butt. Oh my God, this. Like, mine is good for a walk by and then you go change. Like, when we finish, we're going to have dinner. And I'm going to change. Yours, you could stay in. On. Yeah, I don't blame you. Honestly, mine's a little bit like.
Yeah.
But that's okay. I'm working out. I'm losing weight. I'll get there. Anyway, so what do we got?
What have we got? Oh my goodness. You have got stuff to talk about.
I do. So let's talk about experiences. So I was reading something somewhere, and I think it might have been Psychology Today, but they were talking about frequency beats intensity, and the thing was like a string of smaller things or experiences will keep you happier than one big event.
So when I hear that, I think it's better to go out for dinner 5 times than to not go out at all except for a 2-week vacation.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, or to do
both
mini, but to do some mini trips instead of like waiting for that one. You know, we know lots of people, and lots of people do this so that, you know, every 3 or 4 years they do a big vacation, right? But and not to say don't do that, but it's also like the little things that happen. So instead of, and it goes back to a little bit about the last podcast, we talked about either everything is a miracle or nothing is. So to enjoy the smaller things, because like even this, or tonight, you know, we're going to have grinder sandwiches, which is an Italian sandwich that's just got stuff on it, and your beautiful soup. And like to do that instead of thinking, oh, it's got to be a full-on dinner party and it's all this, because those little moments, and I think actually Megan was at your house one time, and I dropped off eggs Benedict because I was obsessed with making eggs Benedict. Yeah. Okay, so I made eggs Benedict because I was too lazy to go out for eggs Benedict. I'm not sure that was a strategic move.
I don't know that laziness plays into it when you're cooking the whole thing
like
yourself.
That was not strategic, but I dropped it over, and that's what Megan said, was like, look at how nice, a little social interaction, but it doesn't have to be a huge time commitment, right? And all those little things, but I also think this tells you is to appreciate those moments where you get maybe to sit and have, in a busy time, you get to have a 20-minute tea with somebody. Yeah. Or you just get a text from them. Yeah. Instead of like, no, you have to come over and you have to, we need to have a night, where it might be like, life is just busy at that moment for one or more. And I think that's a good way, because we can't just measure our lives by the big events, right? Because it's actually the small events that mean so much.
We had an interesting interaction. Oh, this is going back a long time. We had hired a business coach, life coach guy to work with some of our employees, and he was a really interesting guy. We really enjoyed our time with him. But in the course of working with him, we learned that he was taking a trip to, I believe it was Ireland, with his wife, and it was an anniversary trip, and it was kind of like a big deal for them. And he had arranged to do something special for every year of their marriage together, whatever that was, like 1 year. I mean, he had a special gift for her, and he was so excited about it before going in. And when they came back, we asked him, "Oh, how was your trip?" And he said, "Oh, it was fine." And it was very clear in talking with him afterwards that he had built this thing up into such a grand event that it fell short of his expectations. As opposed to maybe if he had done some of these things, and I think probably it was because he had all these gifts. And and it sounded like his wife had maybe had some health issues during the trip or something, so that maybe she didn't respond to the gifts in the way that he had imagined she would. So there was he was really trying hard not to focus on that, but it was clear there was some disappointment. So those big things are really important, but the beauty of enjoying the small things as they come, you've got to do that, because those are the easy things.
Well, and
they're always there,
and they're the low-hanging fruit, right?
Are,
like we talk about it sometimes. Like Paul and I talked about it this morning. Like just being able to walk right behind our house. There's a trail. Our houses. There's a trail, and there's a creek, and you can hear the creek. And we were talking about how nice it is, you know. And not that, you know, the times I've lived in a city, or even I lived on a float home with first by myself and then with Paul. There was magic to that, but like to have this much nature. Right? Yes. But also the small things happen, and I think we can build the big things up. Like I can remember, and I mean, I'm an Elvis fan. I'm not a big Elvis fan, but I can remember going to Memphis and going to Graceland, and I was like, oh, I mean, it's a house, and it was interesting to see where he lived, but in my head I had built it up, and we put these things on the big stuff, right? Like it's. For me, it's why, like, I used to, on Valentine's Day, I'd volunteer when I was single to take care of my friends' kids, and they could go out on a date.
Oh, that's lovely.
But it was also because even if I was seeing somebody, especially early on, like Valentine's Day has so much pressure. It's like New Year's Eve. Right? I used to volunteer then too, because it was kind of like, it's not my night, because there's so much pressure to have a good time. Right? And so
much pressure for it to mean something.
But and for many people it did. Like, I'm not saying if you went out you were wrong. I'm just saying for me it was like there was too much pressure on the big things, and that's even why like certainly acknowledging and celebrating people's birthdays and stuff like that is important. But for me, it's also if I see something out there and I think of you, I'm going to get it for you anyway. So I might not get you but I might not get you the best present on your birthday. But through the year, I would get you presents.
Yeah,
right?
you're pretty good at the gift giving all the time. But that's kind of the attitude I've adopted too. Is that I think I'm getting better at it. But I try to think through the year when I see something. Oh, that reminds me of somebody, or that I think that person would love that, or whatever, and keep the magic going as opposed to saving it all up for
one day.
Yeah, for one day, exactly.
Although I do have to say, and she's going to have to bring it, that nose plucking thing I've talked about before, that you're going to have to bring it, because I did save that. I had that for like 6 months, and every time I might have 2 glasses of wine, I was like, I'm going to give it to her, and Paul's like, no.
You want to see how it works. You want to see it in action. You want to see me blow some blackheads.
I'm telling you, man, these people, there's something wrong with these people. But I think like that, the little stuff, but I think this also speaks to appreciating the small stuff too, right? Yeah. Like it isn't like we have a really, what I would consider a pretty big trip coming up. We're going to Italy and Greece, and
it's the first time my husband and I have been to Europe. We haven't done this kind of a trip before. It is a big deal.
But also, what we've done all along, like we've been, although I don't think when I do your next Simple Tuesday, but I'm the one after, like I haven't been quite as dedicated, because we were just going to do Italian or Greek dishes, and we ran out of that. Like honestly, I know how to make souvlaki and Greek salad, and you make better Greek salad. Like we ran out of that really quick, but we've also when we were planning and looking at tours, we made an evening out of that.
Yes.
Right? And we'll make another evening out of it to go through and make sure we're all good.
Which extends the experience, right? Like you've got all of this anticipation ahead of time, which then, and I realized years ago that I am kind of I love to experience the anticipation of something, right? And for me, like what we're doing now with the food ahead of time, and you guys are so good about sending things about, links to, here, read this about the Colosseum and read this
she just liked it because today I sent about this pastry that's got about,
God, this is going to be breakfast
and it's got about this much whipped cream in the middle.
It does. It's a sweet brioche bun filled with, I don't know what it's called, Molotova something, whatever, but it's anyway.
But like that's just it, like that little moment of going, because I remember those, and I think it was Rome, but they have these things, it's kind of like this croissant cone, and they fill it up with all this stuff, and it's like those little moments of like, right, and that's and as much as the trip is going to be absolutely amazing, the walk up to it, and even the after part, right? It's like is a part of the thing.
It is, and even like we've talked lots about the supernatural workout that we both of us do on the Oculus virtual run. Yeah, I'll get over it. But whenever I'm doing a workout and they're on the Great Wall of China, I'm like, I was there.
Yeah, right.
I actually saw it. And it just brings this little extra level of richness to. And then they do a New Zealand one, and I'm like, we never got to the South Island, and they never do North Island stuff.
No, but we'll go back because we could go to Australia. So there are cruises that do New Zealand and Australia.
Okay, I'm listening.
We'll talk about this.
Listening.
But there but I think that's just it. Like, and it doesn't mean the big events don't matter, but like. One of the things I remember, because being married was never a real thing for me. But
I'm sure your husband might.
No, but you know what? Because if I make a commitment, like for me, it wasn't like I didn't have to do it in front of God, because that's not my thing, and it was like I would make a commitment, and I didn't need sort of that legal piece of paper. But it was important to Paul, so absolutely, like I was already committed. But like I talked to some. And it's like my wedding day, right? And so this big thing, and we've been conditioned to this.
Yeah,
like let's be honest about it. We've been conditioned, but it's kind of like my parents, and mostly my mom, because this is who you talk about these things with. My mom was always like, you know, if you're looking for somebody to give you a white picket fence, they can take it away. You need to get your own white picket fence.
Oh, brilliant.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Brilliant.
And so I never grew up thinking marriage was my path to anything except a partnership.
Yeah.
Right? And this is not to say that somebody whose entire being wasn't focused. Like lots of people wanted to be a wife or a husband and a parent, right? That was never my path. But it also, I remember talking to friends getting married, and it was all about the wedding day, right? Like I want exactly this kind of flower, and they don't have it, and they're freaking out. And it's like, you know, marriage is about more than that day.
That's
right?
so funny. That's so interesting, because I always imagined that I would get married and have kids, but I was the exact same way about the day.
Right.
Like the wedding day it's just a day. I mean, you've already decided long before that,
right,
and
that you're committed.
Hopefully long after that you're committed to whatever. And so the day itself, I'm like, you know, whatever. It'll be like, we'll get these flowers, or we'll get that dress, and it'll be nice. And I did, you know, I conformed to what was expected of me at the time. No regrets about that. We had a beautiful wedding. But I exactly understand what you're talking about. And so to take it a little deeper and possibly weirder, here's the
what else would we expect from the lovely Roxy?
Here's the purity culture aspect of this. So if you've been told all your life, don't have sex, don't have sex, don't have sex, sex is wrong, sex is bad, it's evil, and it's dirty, except for your wedding night, and then after that, it is really hard to switch your brain.
Right.
People who've been enculturated into that purity culture idea, that you can only have sex after you're married, a lot of them really struggle with their intimate life with their partner afterwards, because that idea of this being wrong and dirty and bad,
and then it's okay.
You cannot switch that. You cannot switch that like that. So I think I'll stop there.
No, but I have to say, so like, that's one of the things I think where it's like certain things become really important, like celebrations of life, because we don't call them funerals now. Like all these.
Oh, my people still call them funerals.
All these things become really important, and the fact is they're hard for it to meet your expectations, right?
Yeah.
And it is a really interesting. So Paul and I got married in the Dominican Republic. We had to pull our preacher guy out of the bar.
Love
right?
that
And
story.
I'm pretty sure he was really kind of tipsy. But then
the idea of a tipsy preacher just makes me so happy. I can't even tell you.
A tipsy Dominican preacher who yeah, it was just a thing. But then we're supposed to get married on the beach. It started to rain, so we moved it up, and then there happened to be a little like art craft sale in our hotel. And poor Paul's freaking out because I'm going to have to walk in between them, right, to get there. And so he's like trying to figure out how to, and he says it to me, and it's like, could you give me some money? I might buy something on the way through, right?
This is what
he's laughing, yeah, because I honestly, but again, and this isn't taking away from anybody who had the perfect idea of a wedding, but for me, that moment was whatever it was going to be, right? And we had already committed. We lived together.
It was part of your journey. It was not the focus.
But no,
of your journey.
that wasn't the destination for me. The destination was, now he and I have been together almost 25 years, and that was the thing for me. But the other side of that is like, everybody expected me to freak out. So first of all, how well did they know me? Because come on, man. But the other side of it is like, oh, look at what we've done to society to make it. We're so worried about this kind of stuff. Like, but there's so many things that happen. Like, you go, and I mean, I have to admit, so the Eagles, Jimmy Buffett and Springsteen were probably, and Jerry Jeff Walker were my go-to. But every time you went there, like they were big events in my life. Except they never let you down. But also because it was what you had control.
So wait a second. I missed a step, possibly because
okay.
of
We've
the
all
last
missed
glass
it.
of
No,
wine.
I'm sure we missed it.
But the Eagles and all
so
the
Eagles
music.
And the music and going to concerts.
Yeah.
Right, which I don't want to do anymore because I don't get press passes, and you used to get backstage and stuff.
But it's just a lot of people.
But yeah, but it was never. Going to those was like going to Texas for Jerry Jeff Walker and going to see all my friends every year at the same time and doing all that was always the thing. But that was never like the anticipation, right? It's exactly that. But then it was in your control if you had a good time.
Sure.
Like the difference being is when it's an event, like your business coach's event,
Okay.
was out of his control. It was how his wife reacted.
Right.
Like if you have control of it, like going to Austin, Texas every year for I went for 10 years was freaking awesome. But I had control of what that event meant to me. Right. I wasn't going because anybody else was going to make it better. I was going because I had control of how much fun I had, which was a lot of fun, just saying. But you know what I mean? Like I think there's a difference when you have control of the event.
Yes, that's a really good point. When it's in someone else's control or someone else's dictating how the event is going to go, or you are performing to match someone else's expectations. To
meet their values or their expectations or their
that changes everything.
It's interesting. Like one of the things, and I mean, Paul and I have cruised a lot, and mostly because I don't really like people, and he does, and so we have a good way of managing that on a cruise.
You guys are funny,
right? But it's really good. But one of the things I like best is that first day you get on board, because the possibilities are endless. Yes. Right?
Oh, that part, yeah. I mean, I've only cruised. This will be our second cruise coming up, the one that we're doing in Europe.
Yeah.
So, but already I can see that that first day when
the first day is fun. And the possibilities, so you have all these things set up, and you've got this great thing, and you haven't lost your money at the casino yet, and there's all this stuff, and it is.
Or won all your money.
Well, that's just it. But
that happens.
It does. Well,
it happens to you.
It happens. It does happen. But it is an interesting thing. Instead of the big events should absolutely, but you should also appreciate, like we're going to friends here in the community. We're going to their house to see their pizza oven in action tomorrow, right?
I'm so
Which will be
excited
cool.
about that.
And Michael's going to come on and be a guest here, right? And but the thing is, that's an exciting.
It is an exciting thing. It is. It's a lovely thing, and these are people that we love, and I mean a pizza oven. Okay, I have been coveting, yearning, longing for a pizza oven. If my husband is listening to this, if he ever watches this, please pay attention to what I'm saying right now. The pizza oven concept. I mean, we would share custody of a pizza oven.
We should just get one.
We should just get one. I know. But I want to,
because she makes really good freaking dough.
Yeah, sometimes. But I want to see how.
Wait,
but I want to see how it works.
Let's go back to this. We need to put this on the list.
What?
How to take a freaking compliment, because neither one of us take it well.
No, we're not good at that.
But you do make really good.
Okay.
Anything to do with dough is your magic.
All right.
But you do want to see how it works, right?
I do. I want to see it because so imagine. So I've made pizza for people. So this is what happens when I invite somebody over. What am I good at? Nothing. I can't remember how to make food. People eat food. We got to order out, and I completely blank and I lose my mind.
That's why I'm good for her.
And then sometimes I think, oh no, I can do pizza. And then the people come over and I'm like, wait, this is pizza for more than 2 people. Well, this means I have to keep it warm somewhere. Well, that means we have to keep the other side of the barbecue warm. So I'll cook it that's a great idea. I've never cooked it on the barbecue before. This is the right time to do it when people are coming over. Yeah, absolutely. So I put one on the barbecue and the other one on the warming side. Well, they're all like brick shoe leather by the time they're actually
that's just not true.
Cutting it for somebody. And then
I'm just like, absolutely not true. Also, in my little opinion, right? All she needs is somebody, to be there to give her a glass of wine and calm her down.
Yes.
Because she's a really good cook, and she doesn't give herself enough credit. But it does go back to sort of that thing of it's not something you grew up doing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So but it is like she makes great like there are things where I'm like, Roxanne, could you make this please? Right?
Wait, you're asking me now? No, it'll never happen again. It was a one-time thing.
Yeah. She's much better at that. But it goes exactly to that, right? Like when we first moved in and we had a couple of interactions.
All I knew was that they were breaking the rules.
And we had 3 dogs.
I'm like, that's it. We can't be friends. These people are moving in already. They're rule breakers.
She's not really that rigid. I don't know what was going on. But then the first, we moved in, and we'll tell you what my freaking husband said. But we moved in, and Roxanne brings over these 2 beautiful pizzas for us that are like ready to go in the oven. And it's like such a lovely, amazing neighborly gesture. And my husband's like, yeah, we already took food out of the freezer.
He was so funny.
And then, like, within 3 weeks, he's saying to people around here, we can never come to your house because we have rescue dogs and they don't like us to leave. And so I had to send out, like, a little message to all the people I wanted to be friends with and said, please don't listen to him. I'm like, oh my God.
He's funny. Oh, I love him. He's such a great guy.
He is, but still, like, there are times when he shouldn't talk.
It's true.
About stuff like that.
He also has spatial orientation problems, which I learned today.
Yeah, Roxanne helped him get to the eye doctor.
It was sweet. I'm like, go to this store. I'm at this store. No, you're actually not. Keep walking. Keep walking. Cross the street, okay?
I have to say to him sometimes, because I'll say something and immediately he's like, we can't possibly do that, blah, blah, and he tells me all the reasons why. And it's like, I need you to take a breath and I need you to hear me. And I walk through, and he's like, oh, we could do that. And it's like,
that's exactly what I said 3 minutes ago. I got one like that too.
Yeah, which is why they got this freaking bromance going on.
It's a weird.
So Paul, we're walking this morning, and Paul's like, so first of all, he said, I had a dream about Ray last night, and my reaction is like, oh, I'm not sure.
I do not want to know nothing.
But then he's like, I dreamt me and Ray, I don't know, they were doing something, and Ray farted. And then he woke up and he realized one of the dogs farted. And I was like, so what you're telling me is you associate the fart smell with Ray.
Anyone who knows my husband will know that is like 100% right on.
He walks in our house and he goes right to our bathroom. Now we call it Ray's bathroom.
It's Ray's bathroom. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He even gave us a little sign that says, would poop here again. And we only got 4.5 stars though.
Don't know why. Don't ask me.
But it's an interesting thing when you have, because for Paul and I, we've had friends that are, and I'm screwing up all your notes, right? You're gonna have to watch this whole thing.
It's gonna be a mess.
Right?
I don't know how I'm gonna do show notes for this.
But where it's like it's my friend and he's pretty okay with the partner, right? Mm-hmm. And then he has friends and I'm pretty okay. Like his friends Todd and Kathy, I love them, right? Except they're his friends.
The ones with the wonderful eyeliner.
No, that's his friends too. He has a lot of friends. Oh my God, Terry. That's Terry.
That's Terry.
But yeah.
Okay.
No, but you know what I mean? Like we've always had people that we met at different times in our lives, and one of us is the primary relationship. Mm-hmm. Whereas this thing is like that freaking bromance that's going on. Like sometimes I look and it's like, no, we're the primary. Right.
It is pretty magical. It is pretty magical.
We're very fortunate because proximity, right? And
I know.
And work and
we need the hamster.
Oh yeah,
tube.
The thing
that goes.
We do.
Did anyone ever have hamster? I had hamsters growing up, and all I wanted was to like connect everything with one of those tubes, those habitrails they called them. That's what we need. We need a habitrail between your house and my house.
We do. We need those little bubble things. We have windows that face each other. It's my office.
It's our guest room.
And your guest room.
Yeah.
But like we could be like those old Italian ladies that lean
out
and
I know.
yell
You
at
gave
each
me
other.
the thing that goes back and forth.
Yeah.
Originally, when we moved in here, that's where I first had my office, and then I realized, you know what? When people come and stay, they want to be like
right,
kind of tucked away.
But yes, okay. We have to go back to our agenda now.
Okay, we're
already at 28 minutes, man.
So far off book. It's not even. Okay, so you know what? I will tell you about my shoes because I've had them on my list for a while.
You have to take them off and hold them up.
I do. Is
it going to stink?
No, I don't think so, but we'll find out. So my sister put me onto these. They're called OOFOS, OOFOS, because back in fall, I was having this like, I'm going to exercise, I'm going to walk on my walking pad, I'm going to do all the things, and all of a sudden my feet started to hurt. I'm like, oh, fuck. Something is always, you know what, you do the right thing.
Yeah, and something comes and bites you.
You're like, I'm gonna exercise here, and then my leg hurts, and now I'm gonna exercise this way. Now my shoulder hurts. Anyway, so my feet were bothering me, and my sister said, if you've got bottom of the feet issues, which felt like I was walking on a little stone that was attached to a little piece of fire, and it would like up my ankle. Anyway, so it wasn't great, and I was getting a little annoyed with it, and my sister said, you got to try these shoes. So I ordered I ordered 2 pairs. I ordered one like closed toe, these guys, right there. And then I ordered a pair that are
Let me see
open
these.
toe. You tried those on. You said they were
I
weird.
do. I thought they said Crocs, but
No,
it says
they're not
OOFOS.
OOFOS. And they are like,
They kind of look like nurses' shoes.
they're friggin' ugly.
Or like medical like professional shoes.
These ones aren't, now I'm used to them. And they're kind of rubbery, so you put them on with socks on and you're like, oh, now my sock is all messed up in there. But anyway, they are great.
Right.
They
take
feel,
away the pain.
and these ones have this little, they've got like a really thick sole that's kind of got this elevated area in the middle. So you kind of rock, there's this rocking motion. And they are, they feel great. And when I walk on my walking pad with them, however, they create a little static electricity. So I'm working on my, like, oh, this is good. My feet feel good. I'm exercising. I'm like doing all the right things. And then I touch my keyboard. Oh, it's just like,
But
yeah.
So I shop. I don't think you do anymore because you have different feet things. But at
I cannot.
shoes for the sole.
I know exactly what shoes I want, and I need an 8.5, and they don't do half sizes.
Yeah.
So I can't buy from them.
Yeah, they do some half sizes because
But not in the
but they
brand,
also
not in
no
Taos.
and
Taos,
that's
I
and the
know,
other
yeah.
the other side is, but they do like they do like 7.5 to 8.5 or something, like something that doesn't make sense. You know what I
okay.
mean? Like, but anyway, I get them because I'm a straight up 8, which is really interesting because when I was younger I was a 7. Just saying, your
Yeah.
feet get flatter and
Oh,
bigger.
I hear that.
But
Sometimes I'm a 9.
watching,
I'm
watching,
like, what the hell?
Right.
The actual hell?
right? Like it something happens and you just they get bigger. But all of the shoes they have, and I just got a couple of pairs of straight up like goods, like basic sneakers from them, right? And I got them because they look like just those shoes you could wear with a skirt or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of their stuff have bigger soles, right? And I think it's probably our demographic they're appealing to. But it's also like kind of when I look at them, it's a little bit like, that looks too clunky, and I know that's the style, and it's like it took me a bit. It wasn't until we went to Paris in December where I sort of fell in love with wide leg pants, like wide leg jeans.
Oh yeah.
Right, which I really do. You've got a great pair from Vibe, but the other side of that is like I look at them and it was like it looks like the platform soles from the 90s or the 70s. Not that I was alive then because I'm only 21, but
Such a fantastic fantasy life she has.
vivid imagination, man. But like it's funny because I look and it's like I see them first and they're bright and they're colorful and I'm really interested, and then I look and the soles are so thick and it's like no.
You have so many cool sneakers, and I watch you wear them and I think, oh, they're so cute. And then I buy a pair and I'm like, my feet hurt. I can't wear these things.
Well,
And I have like zero tolerance for, I'm like, if it's not comfortable, I just won't wear it.
well,
I just
and
never
but
will.
that's also why I kind of got these because we're going away. We're going to Italy and Greece, and I wanted shoes that weren't going to end up hurting me because I have some really cute sneakers that are cheap as crap. And they're not good for
You'll be
my
crippled
feet.
by the end
right,
of it.
but that's just it, right?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Like the thing is, my mom used to say, you take care of your eyes, you take care of your feet.
Your colon?
We never got into that. Your teeth,
Your teeth?
right? Like, but there were things where, and every time I put on a cheap pair of sneakers that looked really cute, I'm always like, sorry, Mom.
I never got into it because I used to be 5'7", which isn't that tall, but I think I'm 5'6.5" now.
See, that happens
sad.
too, man.
But my husband's around this. He's a little bit taller than me, but heels were never a thing for me.
Right.
And I don't have like major problems with my feet, but then I got to be a mature age and I realized, oh, you know what? Heels fucking hurt.
You got potty mouth, man.
Today?
It's and last time you said,
I did.
right?
Yeah.
But
yeah.
You know what? I like this. But you know what? The next podcast, I'm going to bring some of the shoes I have, and I remember. So we worked on a really serious commission of inquiry into missing and murdered women in BC, and
that one almost killed you.
And it was really hard. But then we had
that was before my time.
for the Canadian Public Relations Society. I went with the commissioner and we did a talk about dealing with, because it was a very high profile, controversial, it was really hard. And I got these shoes, these beautiful shoes that are red, and I love them, but the heels are like this big. And we're only talking, like we're talking 10 years ago or so that the commission was. But now I look at these shoes and they are beautiful and I love them. Except the idea of wearing them now, I'd rather, like, honestly.
Oh,
right?
no kidding. You'd rather walk.
But
because
they are,
those are your choices. You can wear them or you can walk.
Yeah, but they are like a piece of art. I was laughing about it, and I want to give them away, but I need to find somebody who actually wears high heels. So I'm not quite sure anybody who wears high heels that's young enough to wear high heels now would take those shoes because they are 10 years old. But they are beautiful, right? Like they're a work of art.
You're gonna have to show them.
I will. Next time I will bring
Okay.
them. But it is. They're beautiful. But I need to find a new home for them. I have a whole bunch of high heels, which honestly, sometimes I buy things that are aspirational rather than because I wear them once and it's like, yeah, I'm never wearing that again.
So my grateful for last week, if you recall, was online shopping. Do you know how I discovered that grateful?
She online shopped before me.
No, because I moved here in 2019. So 2019 was the very
So March 2019
literally
is when
we
you
moved here in
right?
November.
Oh, November.
So,
November. Why in March?
I don't know, because March we were supposed to go to New Zealand and we couldn't because New Zealand was
Right.
shut down. But that is when the world was shut down. I'm like, my credit card gets used in these 3 places and only these. I was really like, I didn't do any online shopping.
She led a sheltered life.
Well, I was very, okay. So then I meet her and she's like, oh, Zulily. Oh, Shoes for the Soul. Oh, Vibe online. Oh, Timu.
You told me about Hilera. That was you.
That was me. Okay, that's mine. My Hilera order doesn't come till next week. Maybe ships next week. But anyway, so that's when I discovered online shopping, and I'm like, oh, this is amazing.
It is, but the flip side to that is, so I am not good. What's the right way to say this? So I like shopping. I would like shopping with you. There are very few people I like shopping with.
We're pretty good shopping together.
We are.
Because
we go our other way.
We do like 2-year-olds. It's parallel play.
Yes, exactly. But then my bad thing about it is I don't try things on because I don't want to go in that dressing room. Right?
The dressing room is gross. The changing clothes. You know what? Don't you ever get sweaty and disgusting? Yeah. And you try, because and then you're like, someone else tried this on, and they were sweaty and disgusting, and their makeup is running.
And it's not. But I should do it better because sometimes I buy things and then I'm not good at returning them. But it's like
then she said. So then she brings like a pile. She's like, oh, you got to come over. I went through like my thing downstairs, and now I've got a bunch of. So then I look through these. These are fantastic items of clothing that she ordered on a whim and now needs to find a new home for. Or bought, or whatever.
But I didn't try them on, and that's my challenge, including this freaking thing that's a little tight. I just said. But
hey, I got room here. We should share. I could put 3.
If only we could. and like honestly,
I could put 3 grandchildren in here.
This is a large, and that's an extra large. Like the difference between them is ridiculous.
Pretty crazy,
right? But like I think that's. Like, so online at least, you can bring it home, you can try it on yourself, and you can send it back, usually at your expense, unless they screwed up.
Yeah.
But I'm willing to do that, because in a thing, first of all, I'm not lining up to go in the change room, and I just don't. And so it is, but I buy a lot of aspirational clothes, because they put models up who are like, honestly, size 3, right? And they're tall,
what is
and
size
they're younger.
2 or 4? 0, 2, 4,
I don't
6,
know.
8.
They're little, but and it looks beautiful on them. Like sometimes I buy stuff. Honest to God, like I get things, and I just got one from Vibe that I do really love, and it's this beautiful like boho kind of.
Oh, I saw that on you, and it looks fantastic on you.
I'm not sure it does because
it
does. I'm not sure I'm tall enough for it.
Oh, you are. It works on you, but because you know why? Because it makes you look taller. It looks great on you. You wore that last weekend, and I saw it, and I went, where was I when that came out? I didn't get to it first. She got to it. Damn it.
Borrow it.
No, I'm not borrowing it.
Anytime.
No, but it looks great. It really does, because those are your colors.
They are my colors, but the other thing
colors.
is like, I think I have like one pair of kind of high-heeled sandals, like this much, like it's not very much, but you kind of need length for that kind of thing.
It
like,
gives you length.
I do have. So when Kaylee comes, we'll talk about all of that.
Sure.
Because the other thing is I'm a little bit top-heavy, right? And
she's got curves, is what she's saying.
Yeah. But it is one of those things where it's like you should dress for what you. Oh my God, we're at 5:30 already. How'd this happen?
I don't know.
We started at 3:30. This has been 2 hours.
I don't know.
Anyway, we have to go on to other things. What are we going to talk about now, Roxanne?
We can't talk short is what it comes to.
Yeah, really?
So that's great. So
we're at 40 minutes for this one.
Yep.
Okay, we're going to go on to other things rather than me that I should be taller.
You can't be taller. I will always be taller than you.
Yeah, and younger.
I think we're, where are we at? For how much?
40 minutes, man.
Oh God, we're done. Okay. Okay, so.
See, we have so much fun with you guys. It's hard. You know what's happened?
What?
With the split? We're just doing 2 long ones now.
Yeah, well, you know what? We have a lot to talk about, and we are very interesting people. We can't, we can't apologize for that, and we can't explain it away. It is what it is.
You might not.
Put us on in the background. We don't have to be interesting in every second thing that we say, but
we're background noise, man.
We're background noise, and we want you to feel happy when you see us talk together. And how can you not feel? Look at what's going on here. Do you not
look at?
Do you not
seriously?
Do you not
look at? I just attacked my microphone. There's so much going on. But like so quickly.
This is our mission, is to make other people feel happy.
And to feel included, because honestly, like the letters and the messages that we're getting is that you feel something. But so I want to quickly, because you need to talk about your things, because I think I've monopolized this. But like, so there was an article that came out. Somebody wrote like an op-ed kind of thing about CBC, and they were like, this person said, I've lived alone for 20 years, but I've never been alone because I have CBC radio. CBC is very dear to my heart because it's a bit like the equivalent of PBS in the US, except this is where we get our local news. This is where we get our national news. These are good journalists. There are stinking standards there that continue to be standards, and it's really good. But when you put on CBC radio, it's a little bit like, it's like, for our American friends, it's kind of like listening to My American Life or something on PBS, right? Like it's these talk shows that say things that are relevant, but it's calm and it's.
I love CBC.
But that's kind of what we are, except on steroids, right? Like so we're background.
And without the backing.
Yeah. Well, but it's a little bit like we're background. Right? If you're having a thing where you just don't feel like being alone in the room, or also pets like us. Just saying, you could leave it on to keep your pets company.
Sometimes you just need sound in the house. Right?
Also, we keep burglars away. They all think we're having a party in there.
Yeah.
So the thing is, so it's like beyond engaging with us, you could just leave us on because we give you background noise.
Okay, so let's talk about gratefuls.
Okay.
What are you grateful for right now?
God, she's putting me on the spot, man.
Do you want me to start?
Yes.
Okay, I'm grateful because...
Oh my God, she wrote it down.
I did, because I got to think about this, because you always put me on the spot, so now I'm doing it to you. So, today... So often after we do this, we eat supper together, because, why not? We're already here and have...
She's from Saskatchewan, she says supper.
Supper. Is that a Saskatchewan thing?
I think it's a prairies thing.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, that's true.
We never said supper in Ontario.
Okay. Well, we're going to eat dinner together then.
Because you have, what do you call it? Night lunch.
Oh, night lunch. Night lunch is a prairie thing, yeah. That's the little bowl of cereal that you have at 9 o'clock before you go to bed. Or 10 or 1 in the morning maybe, which I also
Night lunch.
do. Yeah, night lunch.
Anyway, sorry.
So I am delighted because Ruth said a few days ago, she's like, I'm going to make Italian grinder sandwiches. How about you make a soup and we'll have that, because our guys are going out to a Scotch tasting event tonight. So that's at 6:30. So we figured we need to put a little bit of food into them before they go out and taste Scotch. Yes. So I am grateful that we're going to eat Italian grinder sandwiches, and I've made Italian pastina soup, and that's going to be our supper tonight. That's what I'm grateful for.
That's very good. I am grateful that Paul just got home, and I think he's got some of the stuff for grinder sandwiches. So I'm grateful for him. You want to come and say hi? Just come in and look. Oh, you can show.
Oh, what is that?
$100 worth of meat.
What?
Well, we've got salami that we put in the fridge, because this is a great place for salami.
Oh, look at this, look at this, look at this.
Oh, the dogs are excited. Can you see the dog? Did you get other
so
to
happy.
salami? You got something else?
Yeah, I got a couple of things.
Okay, but yes,
Right on.
so Davis Meats, we'll put that in the link.
Oh, that's in
But I'm
Abbotsford.
grateful. Yes,
I haven't been to that one.
I think you and I tried one day. Anyway, we gotta go because
We
I
do.
think it's like 5:30 and then we gotta feed them.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Whatever. All right.
Okay.
So what do we want more of this week, Ruth?
Happy hours. What do we want? Less of, Roxanne?
Less bullshit. So we'll see you all next week.
Yep. Have
Thanks
a good
for coming.
weekend.
Bye.